We are past the dice. We're just a little group wanting to play some Daggerheart this time, so we decided to digest into this. This is our first time playing the game itself, so bear with us as we're learning alongside the actual book. That being said, this campaign is utilizing a homebrew version of the Age of Umbra. So, if there's some similarities, there is definitely going to be some, but it is going to be our own homebrew content from previous campaigns leading up to this. Without further ado, let me go ahead and set the stage. The world had ended. The crawling king had won. The beginning of a new era, the era of the echoes of humanity. Humanity's on the brink of extinction. Been driven down from the Earth's surface down below in the Underdark, where humanity lives now in settlements, barely holding on. The surface of the earth has been torn apart by the crawling king, whom had brought hell on earth. Most believe the beginning, or the top side, is completely uninhabitable. Survival up there is non-existent, and everyone lives in fear in these settlements. Each settlement is protected by a flame of Eve. The flame of Eve is kept alive, and it's the only thing really protecting our settlers from being corrupted by the crawling king. Anything that has been touched or absorbed from the crawling king's essence has been driven into madness. No longer signs of themselves like in these husks of people. They are referred to as hollows. Anything that has been touched by the crawling king's essence, driven by madness, and now roam the lands in between. The only thing protecting people at this point in time are these flames of Eve. There are two factions. The factions of the couriers, which bring, it's kind of the lifeline of humanity. They bring packages, trading tools, things from settlement to settlement to keep humanity alive. They brave the lands in between. And there are delvers. Delvers are ones that are looking through old ruins to be able to find hope in relics that might, from the past, that might help the future of humanity in some way, shape, or form. Right now, our party lives in one such settlement, or at least half of our party. The Settlement of Rothir. Rothir is a settlement that has been sunken down once the crawling king ended up ripping open tears of the world above and being sunken down from earthquakes. This is one such settlement. Old dwarven architecture, cathedral in nature, Gothic, obsidian and looks like burnt stone kind of lines the outside of this settlement. There is a constant drizzle of ash that falls from the sky that almost looks reminiscent of winter and snow. And even though we're down in the Earth's surface, There's still weather that is happening in the Underdark. But a constant ashfall lays rest on this settlement. We're zooming out at this point in time. There is, on the outskirts of the settlement, a great wall that's almost a line of defense that protects the inner sanctum where humanity is living. But each settlement has their own flame of Eve, their own delvers, their own couriers that constantly are moving and just trying to keep humanity alive at its last string. At this point in time, you hear commotion coming from the outside. And these giant, heavy doors open up. And you see this elf, bloodstained and tattered, making his way into town. And bear in mind, in settlements, there's only a couple hundred people that are there. So when commotion happens, it's apparent. This bloodied elf, adorned with torn leathers, charges in, breathing heavily, looking around, his eyes searching. And he immediately sees. Michelle, will you go ahead and give us your character?
Yes. Alright, my name is Michelle. I play a furbolg female named Ilia. She is 35 years old. She has white fur. It fades to blue at the tips. She's wiry. She's a wiry fighter. She's got some small upturned horns. Did I say how tall I was? I'm 6'10". I'm big.
You're big. Alright. He runs over to you. The flame! The flame is gone. And his eye is shaking left to right, and he grips a hold of you as he looks up into your eyes and you stare down at him. You don't recognize who this is, but clearly a friend of humanity. Please, where's the authoritarian figures here?
Ilia looks down at him. She looks down at the blood that's now staining her fur. Who are you? What's wrong?
Our settlement's flame diminished. I ran here as quickly as possible. My settlement will die if no one comes. Please tell me, you.
We must alert everyone now. Come with me. I'll take you to everybody in. We gotta tell people, man.
And you do so. You grab this kind of shaking, hysterical elf. His eyes green as emeralds, and his hair ashen. You see as crowds of people kind of begin crowding around and looking and whispering amongst themselves like, what's happening? You can just hear the murmurs of people. Ilia, you end up seeing, as you begin to lead him into town, you see off to your left-hand side a courier that you know, kind of leaning up against the stone pillar that he's next to, and he kind of moves forward. Vince, go ahead and give us a description of your character.
My name is Vince. I play a half-orc named Orin. He is 37 years old. He's a courier, and he's 6'3", and his skin is sickly white. uncommonly sickly. He has a scar over his eye, and he's wearing heavy armor. And he's a guardian class.
You see that this elf kind of shakes his eyes, and Ilia, you see Orin kind of taking interest. What are you two doing?
I'm gonna put my hands on Orin. This elf just ran into the town, and he's saying that a fire went out in the settlement. We gotta go get some people.
I think we should talk to the guild leaders. Let's go. Both of them.
So you begin spiraling up these staircases that lead up to this upper chamber, and you notice that at this point in time, there's a loud kind of commotion happening down below you. You enter in one of the tents, a tent that you know as David's tent, the leader of the Delvers. Inside, you see a human man, 6'3", built like a bear, bald. He has a scar over his left eye and a bushy beard. And it's odd to see people past their 40s. At this point in time, getting old and age, typically, the likelihood of your survival rate is extremely low, but he seems to be in his mid-40s.
What's all the commotion here?
As you bustle through, and this elf just searching and looking around, and he immediately looks down, and he sees a tiny ribbit taking note and describing something that David is writing, or talking to him. Andrew, if you'd be able to give a description of your character.
Yeah, I'm Andrew. I play a ribbit named Wart. He's a 3'6", dark, swampy green skin, mainly legs. Wizard. Very much a book nerd, and usually has a book in his hand.
So you're writing down this scripture as this hustle kind of comes on through.
Please,
And he lets go of Ilia and runs over to David and kind of grips a hold of his leathers and furs, and David immediately punches him to the ground. Quickly.
I
get a hold of yourself.
I bring the elf back up.
You lift him back up.
Sorry. My flame, my village flames, it's gone. It went out in the middle of the night.
And David looks down at the elf.
The flame goes out. Where are you from, boy? I'm from Ilmore. West of here. I ran as quickly as I could. We make great trade with Ilmore. Do you know how your flame went out? It's uncommon. The crawling clean king's essence trickle in yet. No,
He says hysterically, looking back and forth.
but the creatures, they're swarming in.
I don't know how long we can. I don't know how long we can hold off.
Please, I have a child. Anything that you can bring.
He looks back and forth. The crowd that is now in his home, essentially.
Wart, do you know if we have any more branches left to spare?
As far as you know, you're not sure.
I don't know. We would have to check.
Sit down. What's your name, lad? What's your name? It's Tyke. Tyke.
Tikeke.
Alright, Tyke. I need you to mellow out. I need you to breathe. I need you to sit down. Ilia and Wart. See if you can find Colt and Tyr. Bring them here.
I'll bring Tyr.
You got Tyr?
Yeah.
Alright. Bring back here as quick as possible. This is dire.
Yes, sir.
And he frowns his burb, like his brows burb, like frown and frown. Ugh. And he begins stroking his beard and he sits down. You begin hearing a little bit of talking. Wart and Ilia, you end up exiting out along with Umbra. You know that the last time that you saw Tyr, or I'm sorry, that you saw Colt, he was actually on the outskirts of the Great Wall. Just taking surveillance, making sure that his next delve, everything was going to be planned out accordingly, specifically.
How high can you jump?
You could jump pretty high, I would say.
If I were to jump as high as I can, would I be able to see Colt?
I would say that he is a distance from the actual settlement itself, so it might take a little bit to head that.
Ilia grabs Wart and she puts him on her shoulders. Let's go, Wart! She takes off in the direction.
With my great, like, let's go. My great staff.
Yeah!
Okay. So you end up making your way out. Sorry, I'm trying to find my notes. But you make your way out. You make your way to the outer corner. The outer wall of Rothir. There, you see as you climb up the actual. There's stairs kind of leading up that leads to this outer wall that's protecting it. And Rothir is kind of encased in the side of the mountain at this point in time. So as you kind of climb up, there's a little bit of cold weather as you ascend. Up top, you end up seeing, and you all know this individual as Drawbridge. You see the leader of the watch kind of looking down. You see some scouts kind of begin taking note, and they're looking out, trying to see if they can. They're hearing the commotion already. The word is already spread throughout all of town. Drawbridge, he is a Dracona, a tall dragon-like individual built. He's dangerous. He's deadly. And he's carrying a large spear as he's looking out, talking to. Looks like a halfling. By comparison, it's almost comical. This large Dracona talking, but you see him immediately. He turns over to the two of you.
What's all this commotion?
As he turns to you, wearing scale armor and stamping down his spear.
Ilia takes Wart off her shoulders and places him gently on the ground. Drummer, we got a big problem, buddy. We got a guy that just ran through here and flame went out in the settlement. We're looking for Colt. Have you seen him?
I have, yes. I heard word that there's commotion, that the fire went out. Colt is around the corner. He's up at the bird's eye view. Just go down the corridor.
You see him immediately kind of grab a hold of, there's this pendant around his neck and he grips a hold of it. And it looks like a fang. He holds it tight as his eyes begin shuffling between you and him, and as you begin making your way. You climb a spiral staircase eventually to this watchtower, where you see... Justin, would you go ahead and give a description of Colt?
So, I'm Justin, and I'm playing a clank by the name of Colt. He's a ranger who dons a sort of a very tattered and very, very old leather cloak and leather hat. He's very much a cowboy, if there was to be a cowboy in this world. Everything on him just screams age, but he refuses to change it out for something new. So his hat has holes in it. What's the word? What happens to leather?
Wrinkles.
No, it's cracked.
Oh, okay.
The leather is cracked and dry all over. His skin, what once, and there's still remnants of very gray, dark gray steel, is now very orange and golden with rust. He is, we'll say 5'7".
So, the two of you meet with Colt.
Colt,
Yeah?
how are you?
There's no time for pleasantries.
Okay, you're right.
We came here on a mission. This man came into, you might have heard already, but his village or his settlement lost their flame, and we were sent to come get you by David.
Damn it. More work to be done, huh?
Seems that way.
Well, shit, let's get going.
Okay, yeah, let's go. And she grabs both their hands and starts
Meanwhile, Orin, you end up heading over to... There's a little bit of a farmland that you know that Tyr typically frequents. Especially being part of the couriers. You head that way, and you see a fawn with long horns that kind of curl around, wearing pinks and blues, and it seems like very vibrant colors to try in any way, shape, or form maybe distract or confuse an enemy when it comes to couriering. But you meet this tall, lanky, brown-haired fawn with his eyes square and inquisitive and yellow. You come up to him.
I kind of beckon him over.
He dusts his hands off, and it seems like he hasn't heard of anything that had happened, maybe a little bit too far away. He comes on over. What's up, Orin?
I kind of get in close, not like super close, but I kind of want to listen, talk under an undertone. I don't want to spread, just in case there's people around us.
Yeah.
Ilmore's light went out. There's an elf that came in, distraught. His name is Tikeke. We sent him to David right now, but
That's a courier. I know of Tyke. Yes. Is there a meeting happening right now?
Yeah.
He kind of dusts his hands off and adjusts his shirt.
yeah, David told me to come get you.
Right. Yeah. Let's head there.
Okay.
So you head back, and eventually, at this point in time, everyone gathers in a large tent, kind of in the center. It's almost like a meeting.
Central command.
Central command, if you will. You see David, Tyr, Dremor, and a very, very large giant sitting down, wearing a tattered vest, a monocle, and a tiny hat.
Any pants?
No pants.
Oh.
He's sitting down along with, they kind of huddle down, and Orin, as you make your way in, you already see Colt up against a one of the metal poles that's holding this tent up.
I look at Colt and I give him a wave.
I wave back. You can hear the creaking in my joints.
I pull out some WD-40, like, in my backpack, just.
You see Ilia with Wart on her shoulder. And all kind of surrounding, for the most part, with the exception of Colt, standing off a little to the distance. Everyone's surrounding Tyke and inquisiting. What's all the commotion here? You hear Tyr kind of walk on in with his hands raised, kind of brushing out like the leaves and things that he had in his hair. Well, David speaks up. Ilmore's flame has gone out. Coincidentally, they're quite a lifeline to the other settlements for us. This young lad here made the journey. Well, it took him 2 days via courier's path. Myself and Tiny. And he gestures over to the giant. Have discerned that the quickest path to be able to aid our other humanity is through the abandoned Asylum. And you see Tyr's eyes widen once he hears this. They closed that place off. We're not supposed to go there. It's overran once their flame went out. God knows what's inside. Ilmore's as good as dead. You see the giant speak up. Well, to most, it would be dead. He adjusts his monocle. You know him as the leader of the Scholars.
Okay.
They contract the Delvers to be able to find relics and be able to try and find out kind of more of the brain of the Delver Scholar
So they work.
architecture.
Okay.
What was his name again?
His name's Tiny. He stands up 9 feet tall, barely being encased inside of this tent. Humanity is at its end. If we are to let Ilmore go, then we'll be giving up on what little strand we have left. And Ilmore still gets relics. They still have purpose. Every person, lives count. He adjusts his vest. I know not what dangers lie in the Asylum, but those gathered here can make the journey. David shuffles his eyes around. Group 4 and 5 haven't returned from their delve. Tyr speaks up. I have no other reserves. I have Group 7 and 8 making their way to Dothma right now. Why? Hold on, slow down. Tyr looks at the group. Are you thinking of sending both couriers and delvers? David speaks up. It's the only way to get there fast enough.
Delvers will be able to go through the asylum just fine. But the journey back, there's no one other than the couriers would be able to help. Well, I only have one to spare.
Orin speaks up. If it means to save a settlement, Tyr, you know what happened to me. If there's any chance to save the settlement, I'll do it.
He sighs and pinches his brow.
We don't have much time, Tyr.
No.
No, we don't. Tiny speaks up. His voice kind of crackling and echoing throughout the tent. Every life counts. Tell me, Tyke, how many are in your settlement?
We have roughly 75? His eyes shaking.
No. We have quite a few children, including my own.
We're trying to grow the settlement, but
With the crawling king's disease, its children are rare. So many stillborns. Please,
I put my hand on Tyke's shoulder, and I look at him and I give him a nod, like, of affirmation, like, we're gonna take care of this, kind of, like, no matter what.
Tyr kind of once again pinches his brow and kind of pulls. It's like a tick almost. He pulls his horn a little bit and just grips it. Fuck! And he stampers off.
well, a small group is best for whatever is there in the asylum. Be quiet. Be careful. Last time I was there, we had to go back. Right now it's sealed off. We made sure that Group 8 sealed it with a drawbridge. There's a gate there and a lever. You'll need this key.
He takes off a diamond-shaped, looks like a metal sigil. He flicks it over to Colt. Colt grabs it.
Use that on the side. Engraving, of course, inside. You've been on plenty of delves with me. Most of these are sealed off. Put it in, pull the lever, and the drawbridge should open. Once open, there's a moat on the other side. Pull it in. It's a dark elf settlement that has long since been gone, but cross the river, the lake actually, and you make it to Ilmore.
Dremor speaks up.
I know that there's no gods anymore.
And he holds on to a fang that's in his, wrapped around his neck.
But I pray that you make it just fine. And safe journeys.
Thank you.
Tyke speaks up.
On your way back, we'll have supplies for you. If you're able to deliver the branch of Eve. Food, resources, maybe even a couple relics if we're able to spare, but if you don't make it, we'll all die.
Okay. So All four of us?
For you.
I was gonna talk to Tears. Sorry. Later.
I don't want to bring Wart.
Yeah, he's a little small for this, don't you think?
You have a delicate constitution.
I grab my great staff. I'm like, I can defend myself.
Are you sure?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, well, if you get scared, you can just stand behind me.
And
I jump up, I look you in the eye, I'm like, I won't be scared. Just
Whatever you say, whatever you say.
He
Okay.
hops up and down furiously. Orbrim, you take a step outside real quick and you see Tyr pacing back and forth.
Hey, do you know what happened to, have we heard anything from Hawthorne? And I forget Matt's character's name. Sieth? Sieth. Yeah.
They're in Doom, the next settlement over to Ilmore. I'm worried. I'm worried that they might have made their way back and made it to Ilmore doing this. Hearing this news is terrible. Keep an ear out for her. And both of them.
He paces back and forth. What are you doing?
I'm gonna tell him I'm gonna try to round up the gang and see if we can head out pretty soon.
Were you inside the tent with us? Or
I was outside
You were outside.
with Tyr.
Okay.
Just trying to figure out where our other companions are at. So. But yeah.
Tiny speaks up.
You're doing humanity a great favor. Make sure you get things that you need prior to going. May the unseen not see.
What? Never mind. Okay. Alright, we should go. People are gonna die. Okay, we gotta go.
So y'all gather yourselves and make your way to your individual tent. The luxury of beds is far and few between. You each enter your room. I'll go from my left to right. Orbrim, what are you taking with you as you look inside your room?
I grab my coin, I flick it up, and I snatch it. I grab my my stone, my glowing stone, and I put it in my satchel. And then I grab a book that I can't read. And I'm putting it in my satchel.
You can't read.
No one can. It's
Oh.
And there's one thing other than your particular item. One personal item that is not there, that you have written down. What is something that Orbrim cherishes, that he's bringing with him?
Yeah, I grabbed it. Yeah. It's a little pin from his late sister.
Pin.
A pin.
Okay. You gather that up. You throw it inside your bag.
And then I grab all my
Throw it in.
halberd, shield, all of it.
All night. You suit up.
Whole kit and caboodle.
Alright. Ilia, you make your way to the far east side of the town where you have your tent. What do you gather? And also, one particular thing that is personal to you that is not on your list?
I'm gonna put my leather armor on. I'm gonna take my brass knuckles that I can use.
Okay.
Slay.
Slay.
I'm gonna grab some rations. And my little item that I'm bringing is a little stuffed chicken.
A stuffed chicken.
Yes, it's very small.
Okay. So you gather your things, you grab your little stuffed chicken, give it a little squeeze.
It squeaks.
It squeaks?
It squeaks. That's a really deep squeak.
It's very deep. You gather your things and you head on out. Colt, you return to the watchtower. What do you grab?
I go ahead and I grab a little go bag, a small little tinker tool, a tinker pouch with plenty of tools and such. I grab a small pouch of bullets. I then grab an extra holster as well as a beat up, broken gun, and I holster it. And then I grab another small pouch and I open it to verify what's in it is there, and it's an eyeball. And I seal the pouch and I attach it to my person and I go.
Okay.
Oh, it's a robot eye.
No.
I'm already getting a feel for this character. That's important. Okay. You end up throwing back on your dusters, gathered your things, and met back down at the gate. Wart, what are you doing?
I go in. I grab my backpack. I set it down. I go to my bookshelf, grab a couple of tomes, throw those in there.
Very tiny tomes. Sorry. Visual.
And then I make sure I have like some rations, a little sleeping bag, or like think of Russell from
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're all
I'm prepared.
You're prepared. You got everything.
And then
Skillet.
Wilderness must be explored.
and then I'm going to grab really quick before I run out. I use my tongue to grab a little pocket watch that's on the shelf.
Okay.
And I put that.
Little pocket watch. For your reference, Ilia, a eyeball for Colt.
Is it real?
Yeah. My first thing was like, is it a robot eyeball? He's like, no. I was like,
Okay. Alright.
well, no.
Nice.
Yeah.
Is it a wooden eyeball like in Pirates of the Caribbean?
No, it is straight up just an eyeball.
Is it at least in a jar with liquid?
Nope.
Just a loose eye.
Yes. Just a loose eye.
Okay. So, you gather your things. You all meet down at the center of town, kind of in between the actual settlement and the wall that protects you from outside dangers. You hear outside this horrific sound. You hear scurrying and like people yelling, and eventually the growling, the screaming, the weirdly animalistic but human sounds die off. You hear up top, another one dismissed. You hear, good job. And you see Dremor take a few steps next to you. And you see four soldiers on the left-hand side, four soldiers on the right. The way is clear. Be careful. My mother used to give me a sending before I went to bed, and I wish to do it to you. He grabs a hold of the fang and reaches out and puts his hand up. And he brings it close.
It used to mean I pray for you. I would like to have it mean that again.
And he takes a few steps back. You begin hearing the sound of the heavy door begin to open up. And you see out in the landscape this dark pathway leading into woods with no leaves. Death. This immediate smell is there. But you take a few steps forward and you look back and you see all the villagers, all the people looking at you. And before you leave, David runs on over to Wart. And he hands you a branch of Eve.
This will start the fire again. Get with the fire watch. They'll be able to reignite it. While you're there, make contact if they're not dead. Remy. She's a fire keeper. You'll meet Thomas and Otai there as well. Hopefully they're alive. The leader of the Delver, Thomas, and Otai, the leader of the couriers there in that settlement.
Otai?
Otai. O-T-A-I.
Otai. Leader.
I wish you luck. Wart.
Want you down.
I know you won't.
Or do not drop that. She stares down at him.
I stare right back. You know what? I stare right back with my eyes because they're like.
They're off to the side.
And then with my tongue I go.
Look at me with both of your eyes, Wart.
Shuffles back and forth. David walks on over to Colt. Looks you in the eye. There's one eye.
That's his eye. That's where his eye. You have his eye.
You have his eye.
You have his eye.
Coincidence.
I didn't steal his eye.
I knew it.
I haven't done anything.
Sorry.
I swear.
He says to you,
Colt, old friend. Watch over this log. Bring him back home.
So long as my aim is true, it will be done.
I know.
he kind of gives you a quick pat on the shoulder. Weighs heavy. His hands, massive, big hands, fat hands, sausage fingers. He walks on over to Ilia.
Ilia. Be careful.
Yep.
And I know you're not one to do it. But if you need to run, run.
Okay.
I'm just looking at you and like.
Ilia looks over at him.
But if you need to fight, beat it down to your last breath.
Oh, I could do that for sure.
See him smile underneath his giant beard. Tyr walks up to Orin. Now, you come back, all right? And you bring those others with you.
I go like this.
He
To his
gives you-
chest.
He gives you a quick little hit. And he looks over at Ilia.
And
And you better not die on me.
I don't think I want. What? I wasn't gonna do.
I want our rematch.
Oh! Yeah. Okay, right now?
No.
Oh, okay.
When you
Are
get
you
back,
sure?
there's lives at stake.
Oh, yeah, you're right. My bad.
Just make it back.
I'll be back.
You bring them home, just like you bring a package.
as we're leaving, I do want to give a nod to Tremor, the leader of the watch, too, as we're leaving, just to, basically say thank you for the prayer and all that.
He bows his head. And the rest of you walk on outside.
I hop.
Behind you, the sound of the doors close. Now greeted with a landscape that many of you have traveled. And you take a look around, and it begins to feel just colder. The warmth of your home, the sacred pyre that keeps that settlement alive, its warmth just completely vanishes from your skin. It feels quiet, it feels alone, but at the same time, as you begin to walk forward in the flames of the city dampen and get quieter and quieter. You're now in the lands in between. As you look out into this broken and dead forest, barely illuminated here and there by bioluminescent fungi, you look up and you can see dark clouds kind of rolling in. No light, of course. You see the top of the Earth's crust above you. And you begin trucking in these tunnel-like forest. I need one of you to take point.
Take point.
My stress? What do you... Oh, take point. Gotcha.
Yes,
Gotcha.
yes.
Gotcha. How dark is it?
It's fairly dark. There's enough bioluminescent fungi to kind of light the way, but it feels like as if shadows are always there watching you. You look over and you almost see like two eyes dart, glowing. Who would like to take point?
Do we all have like dark vision thing?
Everyone, for the most part, can see up to 60 feet in the dark.
Okay.
I can take point.
You gonna take point? Okay. So I need you to wait. I need everyone else to roll their hope and fear dice. Our first roll of the campaign.
Oh boy. Don't fuck it up for me, guys. Oh my god, Michelle.
Is it? No, this is my hope.
Oh.
The red's fear, right? Red is bad.
Red means scary, y'all.
Red's bad.
That's bad. Okay. Ilia, I'll start with you.
Okay, I got a... You combine them?
You combine them.
18 with hope.
18 with hope.
I got double fives.
A critical success.
Nice job.
Yay.
Nice
First
job.
roll.
First
Critical
roll.
success.
Jealous.
Let's
I
go.
did a practice roll earlier and I got a critical success and I was like,
I used it up.
I know. I did too, and I did use mine up.
I'm going to Vegas.
16 with fear.
16 with fear. Okay, still 16. All right, and Orin, we had we had 3 successes, minus 1 fear. You're going to add +2 to your roll. Go ahead and roll with hope and fear.
Do they get a hope point for succeeding?
They don't for this, sadly.
Okay, so how much?
You have
do I
+2
add? +2.
due to your companions. And I don't take a fear point for that, just as it is.
And it's for both?
You're going to do both, okay. This is the roll that will dictate that.
Oh, it's a critical. I'm not even kidding.
What?
You got
Not
a
even
critical?
kidding.
Hold on,
Come
hold
here.
on, hold on.
Hell
Let me
yeah.
check. Let me check. Yep, he's right.
I'm not even
What
kidding.
do we double what?
It's 2 10s.
We're starting off good.
Damn, that's crazy.
All right.
Shit.
I'm so proud.
Did you guys weight your dice? Come on.
God, I wish.
I got this
I
from Daggerheart website.
I feel like this. I feel like these you could.
I'm pretty sure they are weighted because with my fear dice I get ridiculously high rolls and with my hope dice I get fucking nat ones and shit.
That's not good.
Don't tell people.
Don't tell the audience that. I'm just kidding.
I feel like you could just file off one side of those.
Good, you probably could.
Uh,
Learn how to roll it. All right, with that,
this isn't looking good for me. Okay, I rolled it again.
since you are
Not this time.
taking point, you gain 1 hope.
Okay. Cool.
Now the rest of you, make sure you have 2 hope already scribbled in.
Yes.
You're able to once again use that to aid or do things of that nature. But the first leg of the journey goes quite swell.
Yes.
You hear the sounds of snarls and caution. Like, whatever is out there is being cautious of you and your group. You're moving silently. You're moving quickly. But as you go deeper and deeper into the forest, there's the trees almost begin to look like they have faces. And you hear the sounds of whispering here and there. Is it wind? Is it creatures? You're not entirely sure.
Is it Orin's stomach?
Might be.
You hear me croak in the back.
Orin, as you're making your way through, since you're taking point, you quickly are able to navigate the team forward. As you come out into a clearing, down cliffside, you can see off into the distance what was described from David. A castle-like structure surrounded by water. You can even see out into the distance old dark elf ruins adjacent to the Asylum. And you're looking over this kind of cliffside and you're peering down and you see just vastness. An underground lake. And where, according to your map, where the town's normal fire should be, you see specks of flames here and there from other settlements.
Can I look and see if I'm able to spot Ilmore? Like smoke or anything like that? Can I see Ilmore?
So I'll
Where
have
we're
you
at?
go ahead and roll a knowledge check for me.
And that's with hope and fear, right?
Your hope and fear.
Okay.
Does anyone want to assist? to kind of get into the mechanic? You don't have to.
No.
I mean,
You don't have to.
if I exist, does my community come into play?
Only if you're the one doing it.
Okay.
So if you want to be the one doing it, you can state as to why.
Because me being well read, I have advantages on roles involving history, culture, politics.
Do you want to go? It's entirely up to you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go ahead and roll your hope and fear. Do you want to give him one?
I will give you hope.
Okay. So go ahead and mark off one of your hopes, and I need you to roll a d6. That'll go on top of his roll. It looks like a normal dice.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, the cube.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh. Hell
Oh,
yeah.
that was 12. Fear.
12 with fear, but you get to roll with advantage.
That was a 12 with fear.
12 with fear. Okay. Plus
6.
6.
Oh, so 18 with fear.
Okay. So I gain
You gain a fear point.
a fear. Actually, I know.
We're not going to question anything anymore.
Had advantage.
It happens.
Is it like the higher? If you get like an 18 with fear, is that worse than like a 14 with fear?
No.
No. Okay.
So taking a look out, taking a look at your map, you actually, Wart and Orin, you end up seeing where it should be. You don't see any smoke. But what you do see is fog beginning to rise.
Shit. That can't be good.
Down below, and Obram, you would know this being a courier, swamplands at a certain time of day begin to emit fog. Tell me, what have you seen in the fog?
I see shadows.
You've seen shadows in the fog.
Things moving. Abnormally fast. All things considered. It's a swamp.
And you give that information to everybody. Delvers, this isn't a path that you would normally take. Typically, you would end up getting from the tunnels underground from location to location. The surface isn't usually a place that you end up going. So this feels a little alien to you, at least at this sidetrack, not a normal courier's path. But you see down below, the marshland begins to fill up with fog as you descend. You also have moments, give you guys a moment to kind of talk amongst yourselves. I know this is our first session, and I don't want to railroad you to A to B to C. But what... Colt, go ahead.
I'm kind of like looking around, confused, because this is not what I remember a swamp looking like.
It's very different.
It's very different. It's very much like even during what might have been considered day, this is a lot darker than what he's used to.
Is there anything in particular that stands out to you in the swamp?
Same thing with the shadows moving really fast. The nature in this swamp is almost unnatural to me. It's not so much as scaring him as it is just confusing him. It almost reminds him of a place he once knew, but it is far from it.
Would I, in my readings, know of what this fog could be?
Go
Since
ahead.
it's not the same.
Since it's not the same, go ahead and do a knowledge check for me with advantage, I believe.
Yeah. Because that would be history, right?
That would be history.
Yeah, that's what. Oh, crit. Double tens.
What
Double
the hell?
tens.
What the hell are you
What's happening? With that, you get to mark a hope.
Alright.
And if you had any stress, you'll be able to remove one. So, thinking back, in some of the literatures that you've in, and once again, you've typically stuck to delve work. So the surface does feel very alien to you. The swamp itself, you know at this point in time, is that after the Crawling King had corrupted the surface, a lot of things in the Underdark became twisted in a way. You're aware that some parts of, in this particular area, when fog rises, some fungi react and let out plumes of poison. So you know that those from your studies, those particular fungi are green with black spots. Staying away from them would be key to your survival.
Alright, I relay this to everyone.
Yeah.
I'm like, guys, stay away.
Does anybody smell that?
I don't smell.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. I'll try to be more inclusive. It smells stinky. I look down at Wart. Wart, are you stinky?
Just because I'm a frog? You think I stink?
You do most of the time, actually, yeah.
Wait. You guys hear that?
Ilia perks up her ears a little bit.
I thought I heard something.
Is it footsteps?
Can I,
It sounded like it. Maybe
as a
it's just great.
wayfinder, can I try to check to see if there's anything nearby?
You may. Go ahead and roll.
And then that's just the same thing.
Same thing, yeah, you use your 2 dice.
Crit.
That
As we're walking,
an
Orin
instinct.
holds his.
Are you guys saying that you're walking down just as it is, or are you
Yeah.
staying still? Okay.
Yeah.
And then it's instinct, I would assume.
It would be instinct, yes, I'm so sorry, I should have said that.
That's alright. I'm just checking with you. That's a 16 with fear.
16 with fear. I get another fear.
Don't sound so gleeful.
I get to
How much you got over there?
At this point in time, we're at 6. Because I start with 4.
What's the max? 12?
12. So you listen out. You begin tracking. How are you tracking this? How are you?
My normally red eyes shift to light green as I scan the area.
Okay. You scan the area, and we did establish, at least from that side of the room, that you guys were making your way down into the swamp. You take a look around, and you see that as quick as your sensors can pick up, a shadow swiftly, but you don't hear the sound of splashing and what you would normally hear when it comes to like being in a swamp. And I'm gonna go ahead and spend a fear.
Cracking it open. Let's go.
Cracking a cold one open.
Yeah, cracking it.
It begins to rain. Shit. Visibility gets a little harder to see.
Fellas, I think there's something following us.
Ilia's checking behind her shoulders. Her hair starts to get a little curly with the humidity.
Turns to
Orin has his shield
flip
up.
off. Just
Kind of protecting you from.
Colt moves his hand forward, but it doesn't do anything.
The water just.
The water goes right through the holes.
I'm just like,
Feeling pretty good about that.
yes.
So you
Ribbon.
kind of begin traveling through the marshland at this point in time. It's a little difficult to move in the terrain here as you squish through the marshland.
With
And-
my web feet, am I fine?
You're fine. This doesn't feel difficult at all.
Yes.
It's accurate. But you begin traveling through. Visibility is scarce to say the least. You can probably see the individual in front of you, and that's about it. It begins to kind of fog.
Can I ask Colt a question?
No.
You may not. You may. What? You said something was following us. Did you figure out what it was, or?
Not even close. Whatever's following us is fast, and I can't hear a damn thing. I can't tell if it's the rain or if it's just not touching the ground, but it's fast.
I think we need to double time it.
You guys want to double time it?
Yeah.
Can I think of any creatures that move fast in this area?
I would say with your previous knowledge check.
Great.
Yeah. I would say, or do you guys, or are you waiting?
Oh.
Can I ask Colt a question?
Yes. Colt's not Scott. So.
You're gonna.
I'm gonna say with your previous knowledge, nothing in particular that you can think of. In fact, but that's the kind of the odd thing. There should be some kind of natural life that is kind of here that is, as described from Colt,
See.
not making sound.
Is it just our imagination?
Not making sound and is swift. And from some of the knowledge that Orin brought up is that he's seen things in the shadow, but he didn't make a comment of having to fight anything like that. So it might be something cautious in nature.
I'm assuming that the flame staff that Wart is carrying is impervious to the rain.
Yes, it is impervious to rain. It is magical in nature, and it is what ignites the flames of Eve to protect against the Crawling King's essence.
If we have to fight in marsh, try to find solid land, just in case. I know it's all damp and deep, but there's some splotches of little land that we can stand up on and fight, just in case.
Yeah.
So you all are going to pick up the pace.
Just a little bit.
Okay. I'll have everybody go ahead and roll an agility roll for me.
Shit.
Are we moving in like a conga line, or what's the vibe?
You tell me.
So
So
you're at
I'm
Where's
on
it
point, so I'm ahead,
Okay.
and then I assume it's like
I'll be in the middle.
In the middle? Okay.
okay. Yeah, maybe we would like a little V, like
A
a little
V?
type of
Yeah,
goose,
sure.
like a little goose formation.
Yeah.
Like this?
yeah, that's not a bad idea.
Like that? Okay.
Yeah.
For this agility, do I get advantage because I'm amphibious? Because I'm a -1 to agility.
Now, you don't get
+2 to whatever.
disadvantage. Everybody except for Colt and Wart, you have -2.
Hold on. I'm a
Not
farm animal.
familiar with this.
No.
land.
But I got
What if I'm-
the hooves.
What if I'm, because I'm a Courier.
This is off-tread territory for you.
Alright, I'll take that.
So you said -2?
Just -2.
So if I have a +1, then it's just a -1?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And I'll let you know, the DC for this is not very high. It's 10.
Okay, good.
So you guys need to at least roll 10 to succeed.
Alright.
I'll start with
Is
Wart.
that crit?
20 with hope.
Better stop.
20 with hope. It's worse. Go ahead and mark a hope. 20 with hope.
12 with fear.
12 with fear. I'll take that fear. But a success nonetheless.
I have a 14 with fear.
14 with fear. I'll take that fear.
Just take another one.
You stop giving me fear.
I got hope.
I'm trying my
I
hardest,
got
guys.
18 with fear.
You got the fear.
18 with
Just we
fear.
neutralized out this one. We're fine. Sorry.
We're gonna die!
Calm
You know what?
down.
I'm in the middle, you guys are in front of me, and I'm staring at both of you.
Okay. So your group is able to navigate the swampland, kind of jumping back and forth from patch to patch to patch, and for the most part, you all are making your way with ease. Those that rolled with fear, you end up kind of tripping over, falling into the ground, but getting back up a little bit, you're kind of gunked up. Just cosmetic, but it feels gross and grimy.
It's not so with mine. It's probably in my armor.
It's in my ears.
You hear an odd stillness. It gets quiet.
Hello?
It's too quiet in here.
You hear all of a sudden,
Hey,
Can I detect that noise?
everyone can hear right now. Yes.
Like, do I know what it is?
Or pinpoint it.
I'll let you go ahead and roll. You know what? An instinct check for senses.
Perfect.
Colt's got his hand on the hilt of his good revolver.
I got my shield ready. Yes! 18 with hope.
18 with hope. Take
Oh,
that hope.
I'm sorry, 19.
19 with hope. Take that hope.
I'm gonna take that hope.
Can I use... I'm never going to pronounce this right, even though it's one of my class features. But prestidigitation. And can I... Because I can light up a room.
You can. First, I'll say that you hear multiple clicks. One to the right of you,
Click to the right,
and then one to the back left of you.
back left, behind us.
You light up the area with prestige, and much like driving in fog, turning on the lights, you all are blinded by
Does
this
your
light.
eyeballs just light up?
Can you just light on fire?
I was using my staff
your
as a focal
As a
point.
light. It's bouncing off all this fog. It's almost reflective, but it creates this intense light, kind of amplified by the fog. You hear.
I have to blend them too.
There, from your roll, you hear like slight shuffling backing away a little bit.
Are those frogs?
That's not my kind.
Are you
You're not one of my kind.
You ain't one of us. Ribbit. Does that sound like a ribbit to you?
I can't tell, to be honest.
We're backing away, but we need to be cautious.
What else do we see? Is it just like
You're completely blinded right now because of that light. You can continue heading where you're going.
God?
You hear to the right.
Does anybody know what that is?
What's your character's name again? Wart. I think you should cut the light now.
Okay, turn off the light.
The light turns on. Your eyes are adjusting.
Can I roll like instinct to see if I might know what it is?
You can roll instinct if you like. Actually, you would do not instinct, but knowledge because you're trying to.
Okay, I think this is.
Unless you're trying to sense where it's at.
So for these, you have to do +2 for 1, and then 1,
Oh, shit.
1, and then -1, and then 0, 0.
But you can't you choose?
You can choose, but you have to have a 2, a -1, and then 2 1s, and then 2 zeros.
I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember. I rolled a 7 because what am I there?
Okay.
Because if I roll
Okay.
a number every time, I get to pick a number every time I do a long rest, and if I ever roll that number with any of these dice,
Yeah, I think you'll need
I could add a hope or remove a stress too.
Nice.
only. You'll have to have either
Strange
+1s,
patterns.
No, only
2
one.
+1s, and only 1 +2.
It's 7. Did I roll any 7s earlier?
So what are you doing?
So I'm doing an instinct roll, 32, 31 with hope.
We were adjusting her
Yeah,
because of the distribution of the points and all that stuff. I was telling her that we need a 2, a -1, and then 2 1s, and then 2 zeros.
Yes.
So whatever she wants, like distributed and stuff.
Okay. And that's cemented now, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You said 30 with hope?
31 with hope.
31.
31 with hope. Go ahead and take that hope.
31.
Yeah, I got 120. Hold on. That's not right.
I was gonna say
Hold on.
that's crazy.
Just kidding. Scratch that.
I was like, wait a
Wait, let me just take my D20 out of the bin.
Oh yeah.
It's only
Oh yeah, why did nobody catch that?
Well, I was thinking about like.
There's
I
no,
was like,
what adds
no
up?
physical way.
Yeah.
Well, because there's some traits that like you get to roll a d20 for hope instead, but like I couldn't think of one that you might have had.
Yeah, I was thinking.
I was like, okay, if she rolled 12s
That
on
would be
both
hilarious.
dices, that's already 24.
Yeah.
She might have had a +2, so that's been
Did
26.
she use an experience?
And then, there's a way to get 32. If she's at 26, if someone gave her hope and they rolled a 6, there is a possibility of getting a 32.
Okay,
That's
so
like
go ahead
that's like the
and
max. I think.
Yeah, I'm the only one who knows.
re-roll.
Alright. Okay.
What is it? You got 8, that's hope, right? What's the other?
No, this is my fear.
Oh, 8's with it. Oh, right.
Oh.
It's scary, y'all.
13, I got a 12 with fear.
12 with fear.
Just kidding, I'm gonna take my hope.
Your hope away. The nat 20.
The light is leaving my eyes.
Alright. You're not entirely sure. This, once again, feels very alien to you. You're not sure what it could be. Although, from behind, they say, Colt, you notice this because you're, I believe, for the triangle factor, you're in the back. You end up seeing this creature on all 4 legs. Its mouth ejected out. Its skull kind of protruding from where there was once flesh. You see this hollow skull on 6 legs, crawling on one of the trees. I'm going to spend a fear point, and it's going to go ahead and begin our first session of combat.
Oh no!
Prepare for combat!
I'm in danger.
Prepare for combat!
Do we roll for initiative?
There's no initiative.
There is no initiative.
Right now, I
Roll
have
for
the
teams.
spotlight. This Hellhound.
Oh.
Hellhound?
I'm going to go ahead and use another fear to activate
Stop using
the one in front of me.
One in front?
So you hear as it climbs down, and these things sitting on all 6 appendages. You see paws, a human hand, a branch, just kind of stumbling in on all fours. You can see the rib cage of this creature and a missing, like a tongue ripped out. Blue flames lit its skull eyes as it begins to snarl. The 2 drop down. It's going to go ahead, the first one, reach out and begin to pounce Colt. I'm going to go ahead and roll to hit.
So do we have to wait for your spotlight to end for us to do it?
Correct.
Kinda. I have like a thing that.
I'll explain it as we go, so you can understand. So, 16 to hit. Pretty sure it does. For
Yeah.
evasion. Absolutely.
No, my 16. That would be just evasion. It's 12.
Okay, so it hits.
What does the armor do though?
So we'll go into that as well. And I forgot I didn't actually explain that to you. I knew there was something missing. Oh shit! That thing fell out.
Oh.
I guess it's okay for now. I'll screw it back in.
Yeah, no worries.
I get hit
So this
and
thing
sit
begins crawling and on all of the 6 of its appendages, jumping from tree to tree to tree, and pounces you. It hops on top of you, causing 8 physical damage.
Okay.
So as we're learning this, Justin, what is your minor threshold?
My minor threshold is 6.
6. So it ends up getting into the major threshold. So you end up taking 2 damage, or you can use an armor slot to reduce that down to minor damage, only taking 1.
And then it takes stress first, right? Or it just takes HP immediately?
It just takes 8 HP, yes.
Stress is used for spells
And stressful
skills.
situations.
Okay.
Then,
So go ahead and mark 2, or if you want to use a armor slot,
oh, I'm definitely using the armor slot. I am not losing
you take 1.
1 immediately.
And I use that fear to go ahead and activate the other creature. The other creature ends up pouncing on top of Orin. Orin, it's natural 1. He ends up kind of getting up, and you quickly had your shield ready. As it came down and clashed on top of you, you see this human-like hand begin to try and grab a hold of you as this paw-like structure is on top of the shield itself, snapping.
Can I roll to hit?
Not yet.
Okay, I'm sorry.
You're
I wasn't
okay.
sure.
I'll let you know.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and spend another fear since I have so many of them. They're going to go ahead and activate their pact mentality. So you feel them glance at each other briefly. I'm not entirely sure as to what or why. And I'll relinquish my spotlight. Now, how this works is that depending on what you want to do, you'll of course roll your hope and fear. But there is no turn or initiative. So it's more or less of right now you 4 can kind of decide on what you want to do. But as soon as you roll with fear, the spotlight returns to me.
If anybody anybody rolls with fear?
If anyone rolls with fear.
Then like you immediately cut it off and it goes back to you.
Or if we don't hit your AC,
finish
right?
or if you end up missing. Absolutely. So, right now, to kind of paint the image as we're learning how to play this game, Obram, you have this thing kind of on top of your shield and it jumps off and it's in front of you. Right now, Colt is pinned by this creature, chomping at his metal bits.
Alright, are we going?
Not my metal bits.
So
I would say they're all within close range of you.
okay, so none of them are in far range.
No,
Okay.
but that doesn't mean you
Who's
can't
gonna help
use
Colt
it.
talk?
Ilia screams at the top of her lungs. I'm not gonna do that because I respect your auditory senses. And she and then she grabs a hold of the Hellhound that's on top of Colt, starts trying to pull it off.
Okay, I want you to go ahead and do a strength check. That'll be your one action.
Because I was,
Alright, I'm gonna expend can I help them?
You can go ahead and expend a hope. So you tell me how you're going to do this.
I got a critical success. Plus
Okay.
1.
I'd say hold off on
I'm gonna
that.
hold off on that.
hold yours.
Yeah,
Body slam.
you guys are doing critical successes left and right.
That's crazy.
I think everybody's got one now, right?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Everybody gets one.
Just get one per session.
So, let me change up the music here. Describe how you get this thing off of him.
Do I have hands? I have hands.
Yeah,
right?
you have hands.
It's not 4 hooves. Okay.
Yeah.
Do I have feet too? Okay.
Yeah.
That's a question for later. Okay, she grabs her hands onto the legs
Uh-huh.
of the Hellhounds and she starts ripping it off, just desperately.
Desperately for ripping off. You're able to, your giant size, even though these things are huge, you manage to take this thing and shove it off to the side and try to snatch back at you as it gets thrown off. Spotlight's still yours. One action done.
I'm gonna rush the one that was thrown off. Like try to attack it.
Okay. Did anyone? I know this is kind of weird.
I don't know how to work it
We
because I
just
feel
keep
like
it
I shouldn't
rolling.
do anything.
No, you're okay.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the turn initiative to hit.
I know
Right.
for it to
Yeah.
hit in the brain, but that's the narrative, right? You throw it off.
I'm
you
just kinda
charge
going.
in.
I'm just trying to go with the.
There we go. Why
What
don't you
about
go
the one that
ahead?
you were facing though?
I think at this time I'm getting up.
He turned to. Oh yeah, you are currently looking at one, but you turned around, so you're facing the back away. There's not an attack of opportunity, just as a heads up.
Well, no, she threw it off, and then I'm going after the one that was thrown.
Okay, so you pivot and go ahead and charge forward with your broken halberd. Go ahead and roll the hit.
So I use my action. That means I can't do anything else right now.
No, you can keep technically.
Technically, unless I would do it where the group would want to be like, you got something you want to do.
So
And
do like
everyone's
a.
cool
Should
with
we
it?
do like a?
Can you?
It's more or less of you did an action, you immediately reacted to that action. If there's something that you wanted to do right after that, you want to talk with your other players.
Would they like have to relinquish their action?
Not so much relinquish their action.
We would be coming to an agreement.
Why?
Yeah, it's a democracy. Well, let's go ahead and go with this first and
I feel kind of
foremost.
bad.
No, this is
take it.
the descriptive, the narrative.
But I know that I'm gonna wait until everyone else does theirs. That's how I'm gonna play.
Yeah.
Just so you know, in combat,
Yeah.
as soon as one person goes, I'm gonna wait until.
Okay. Yeah.
It's okay.
That's good.
It's what feels right. But you gotta remember, guys, this is a co-op game
Yeah.
for the most part.
Can I use now? If I use my experience adrenaline, it's +2 to physical. That's only when I attack, right?
That are you doing experience or are you doing what?
It's experience technically.
So yeah, +2 to roll to hit.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, +2 to roll the hit. Okay. So, you know what? I'm not gonna do that anymore.
Okay.
11 with hope.
11 with hope. As you charge forward and as Ilia tosses this creature up, you go ahead and charge and slash at this creature, but it is too agile. Take that hope.
So 11.
But it moves nimbly out of the way as it lands on its feet. Anyway, you got spotlight is still yours.
I think as I'm getting up, I'm pissed.
Okay.
I'm fucking pissed.
Grab my gun, and I aim and I fire at it.
Okay. Roll to hit.
Uh,
So you get up, you quickly adjust and pull out your gun from its holster.
Fuck!
It's okay.
That's with instinct. That's a 15 with fear.
A 15 with fear. It hits. Roll damage.
That
I'll take that fear.
Since it was with fear, I will roll the fear d6.
I got it. No worries. I got it.
Can I equip my weapon?
Yeah, absolutely. The weapon's always equipped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a 6!
Max damage.
Max damage.
Plus 2.
So you take out your revolver and just quickly dust off the mud that comes out from your duster. Take out your gun and quick draw. Your eyes go from red to green, analyze, and hitting the creature. Doing major damage.
Kill him!
The spotlight now turns to me as it was rolled with fear. This creature, as it just got shot, it begins to crawl forward and goes ahead and tries to swipe. I'm going to go ahead and use a fear to use its Envenom Claws ability. $11
To who?
to hit Colt. So as it just got shot, it's kind of charging forward.
11 doesn't hit.
11 doesn't hit. Meets it, beats it, or you got 12?
I've got 12.
You got 12? So it ends up swiping in, and Colt, almost like a matador, takes out his leather duster and kind of tosses the creature to the side as he pivots back and begins to adjust. It missed. It is now your spotlight.
So how close? So they're in melee range, right?
Within melee range, yes.
Alright. I would do.
Colt, no!
Might need a
Soul!
I want to use a spell.
I cast a spell.
Power push. I make a spell cast roll against a target within melee range. On a success, they're knocked back to far range and take D10 plus 2 magic damage using my proficiency.
Okay.
So, is it just the...
Be your hope and fear dice, yes.
That is a... It's dark. 13 with fear.
13 with fear, I'll take that fear.
Does
It
hit?
hits.
Okay, because if that's the case too, my School of War. If I also, when you succeed with a fear on an attack roll, you deal an extra 1d10 magic damage.
Holy shit!
God damn,
That's
boy.
awesome!
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll that damage.
And that's not including the d6 of just my regular staff damage.
It would include that.
It does include that?
If you're using that.
Well, yeah, that's my focal point, so.
Yeah.
Okay. That. I need.
Or is it a spell or
Well,
sorry.
so this is a spell, the first one. The power push is a spell.
Yeah.
I don't know where
It would go off of that one. It would go off of that
Oh,
one.
that one? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those two together.
Oh,
I'm sorry guys, I can't roll for hope for shit.
Well,
Oh,
I
you're
mean,
good. That's part of the narrative. That's
At least you're doing damage.
yeah. And this is our first battle.
that is 9 total damage between the two. I rolled a 1.
9 total damage. Major damage to it. So, describe what you're doing right now with your spell.
So, I pulled out my staff, and then I cast Power Push, which also, I think, gives me 2 stresses. And it essentially just pushes my target just back into far.
Okay.
And it takes that force damage, and then because of my subclass, it will take. It's like extra. It's extra powerful.
Yeah. So you put your hand out, you spin your wand above you, and I thought I could have present. Special. This thing gets pushed back, and it slams up against the wall. And with that fear, it's now my turn. Spotlight. This creature now looks over at the frog, and it's looking at the two that have been battering at it. It begins. It begins to turn tail. You scurry into the back into the forest. The one in front of you begins to scurry away as well. I will use a fear.
I just gave him that fear.
Guys, stop rolling like shit.
You
But to be
hear.
fair, I also get positive from fear.
That's fair.
That's true.
I get extra damage.
I use the fear, and you hear something. And you see this giant creature with a hanging jaw. Mushrooms growing out of all of it.
Any of the mushrooms that are poisonous?
All of them appear to be that green and black dot. It has entered.
I push my.
Two have exited.
He doesn't need to breathe.
You do still hear the chirps in the distance. But the spotlight goes to you, since I used a fear to summon this creature.
You want me to push it back?
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Do it again.
Is everyone in agreement?
Yeah?
Alright.
Because I can push it back.
At this point in time, it is a distance away. You would have to move to get a little closer to get it. But you
Wait,
can
so
move.
it's in far range now?
In this range, it is in far range at this point in time.
Never mind.
While you're running up to him, can I fire?
Yeah, you guys are rangers. Go for it.
Well, no, I don't want to run up to it. I prefer to keep my distance.
Okay.
I have that.
I'll move forward.
I have that spell to push people away from me.
I'm gonna try to get its attention
Okay.
and kind of steer it away while hopefully Colt can.
Because then I could just do regular spell attacks on it still.
And Ilia, is there anything that you wanted to do?
I'm just gonna yell at everybody. Hey guys, I think we need to go fucking faster. I don't know what's out here, but like we gotta. All right.
I'm
Go
assuming.
team.
Don't get too close either, because he might exert poisonous gas.
So, what do y'all do?
I'm trying to divert the creature.
You divert the creature?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll let that be a presence roll. Unless you have an ability that does anything like that. Any cards?
Not really.
While they do that, I'll just do a quick spell attack. I got 12 with hope.
12 of Hope does not hit.
Alright.
But I will say, since he had the spotlight, so to speak, he said he was going to go ahead and do that.
I mean, it's just movement. It's not really.
Well, let me go ahead and...
No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I just roll with presence.
You
Yeah, 'cause
roll
I
with
was doing
presence.
the same thing as.
However, you did miss, which means the spotlight comes to me.
Oh, but that's right, Missus does that too.
Can I use my ability called Stubborn?
How would stubbornness work in this moment?
I don't want it. I don't know. I'm stubborn and it wouldn't work.
That's
It
okay.
wouldn't work. It wouldn't work.
It's okay. We're getting used to this.
Yeah. 13 with hope.
13, take that hope, and you also do get a hope by the way.
I do?
Because you did roll with hope, even though you missed.
Oh.
13 just hits. It's a larger creature, it seems to be... Or, I'm sorry, it does seem to get your... So
There's no like provoked
No,
skill
I'm sorry,
in
yeah.
this.
There is,
dagger
but
roll,
you
is
don't
there?
have that.
Okay.
It does seem to kind of turn, and this deformed looking face looks over at you with this broken, jagged jaw, in these plumes of green mushrooms. It's a hulking looking figure. Begins rolling toward, like looking over towards you. It begins to follow you. Charge. And it jumps up the air and it's going to try and belly flop on top of you.
Okay.
10 to hit.
10 to hit.
Evasion.
Evasion, yes. It
Okay.
hits.
Ends up hitting.
Yes.
It's going to go ahead and roll damage. It ends up causing 6 damage to you. It jumps up. When it hits, this gas kind of comes out in the surrounding area. Thankfully, you had led it away from the group. But you are now poisoned.
Am I? I'm not sure because of my other part. Of
I would say they can still get poisoned.
they can. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Just making sure.
Okay.
Okay. So
6 damage. You can reduce it.
it says minor damage 7.
Okay. So it means you only take 1 HP.
1 HP. Okay. Cool. Okay.
And this ice spike goes across and misses the creature as it jumps up in the air and splats from Wart. It is now Spotlight, your turn.
I think now I fully digested the creature. I have an idea. Am I allowed to shoot?
Use it.
Yes. So, as I take aim at the creature, out of my mouth comes the words,
Hamster.
I do not aim. Shit! Stop running away! Stay here.
And the moment run.
Let me remind myself of the creed. I do not aim with my hand. He who aims with his hand has forgotten the face of his father. I aim with my mind. So, alright.
Line
Wrong. It would be I aim with my eye. And because I'm an because it's an order-born dedication creed, I get a D20 on my hook instead of a D12.
Okay.
And I will. Shit.
All the lead up. I miss.
With instinct.
And I missed.
On and on.
If I gave him hope, can I give him a 6?
It's too late now.
It's too late now. But I did roll a 4 with hope.
A 4 with hope. So take that hope. You let out this creed, and from the hip,
It shoots me.
maybe with fear. But shoot across, and it misses.
Do you want to do
This is
something?
edgy as hell and you missed.
Do you want to do something next turn?
Yeah, okay, I'll do something. I'll do something.
Due to the miss,
Put that
Oh,
down.
never
Yeah,
mind,
for
just
next
kidding.
time. For next
spotlight's on me.
that
This thing is going to vomit on
Oh.
Umbra. Now you are going to be rolling with disadvantage due
Because
to
of
the poison.
Okay, so how would that work?
So at this point in time, doesn't affect you right now, but it's going to go ahead and vomit. It has you pinned, so it can
I
roll
see.
with advantage.
You do it. You roll with advantage, right?
Yep. Thankfully, due to the advantage, it hits. This thing begins to,
That's not good.
Ugh.
Thankfully.
and this does use a fear,
I'm
by
not
the way.
thankful.
And it begins to ooze out this black and green bile on top of you, causing you 18 damage.
Oh my god.
So real quick, I have this ability. It's called Stalwart. It's a foundation, so it's the beginning
Yeah.
tier. It says gain a permanent +1 bonus to your damage threshold. So what does that mean?
So that means on your damage threshold,
Yes.
both of those need to be higher.
So 8
and actually, I forgot
16.
to mention this. Everyone, because you're level 1, add 1 to both of these. I had to do a little research. 1, add 2 of those because you're level 1. You're going to add 2 because of your ability.
And you said you
So that's 7, 8, that'll be 9. And that'll be 5, 6, 17. I meant to mention that before we started, that was my bad. So every time you level up, your threshold goes up.
I slip.
And how much damage did you say?
18.
Don't worry. The water got in your eye.
You can use an armor slot to reduce
rain.
it if you want to.
Yeah,
Water
so
down the eye in my path.
so
Was
when
your
I
pouch like light up?
when I take physical damage, you can mark an additional armor slot to reduce severity.
So you can use 2 armor slots if you want to,
Yes.
because of your class.
Yes.
So it brings it down
Wait, you
from
told me.
major
To severe
severe
to minor.
to minor. So you only
My
take
first
1
kill.
HP.
yes.
1 HP.
Remove the 2 shields.
So how? Okay.
The eye isn't
I just
necessarily
lightly.
Oh.
It is now your spotlight. You wanted to do something?
How far?
From you, not very far. You can definitely make it within your travel distance.
Alright. I'm gonna go give it
I've got 5 HP left, guys. So.
I'm gonna give it a good old punch.
Same.
Punchy. I'm running up.
Running up to
punchy,
hit?
punchy. I see.
Do you have any abilities?
I have 6. I'm gonna give you hope.
Oh, okay. Go ahead and deduct 1 hope and roll a d6 for it.
Can I also give hope and keep adding onto these?
Sadly, no. Just
So it's
one.
only 1? Okay.
No, I don't have.
Let's all give her hope.
Yes.
The power of friendship.
The power of friendship. We will kill this motherfucker. Okay, I'm gonna say no for now. I'm just.
Should I roll? Okay. Hit.
Okay, I get 18 of hope.
Go ahead and add a hope, and then plus
6.
6. It for sure hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay,
So
that's fine.
so you roll damage, right?
No.
Or you roll for.
Is it a D6 for
He
damage?
assisted.
Okay.
D6 for damage?
Whatever your weapon is.
Well, we made
D10.
We made it up.
D10 plus 3.
If you want to make a custom weapon, we can.
Yeah, I'll probably do that.
If you send it towards me, I will make it.
Make sure you add your hope.
I got a 3 plus 6. I got 6.
Plus 6.
I don't know, just 6
Oh, you got 6 damage.
total.
3 and
Only
3.
you.
Hold on. I'm gonna put my fear dice on there. This shit ain't going nowhere.
Okay. So you did cause 6 damage. You run up to it as it's like vomiting on top of Orin. You go over to it and grip your fist and hit it onto the side. And when that happens, this wave and the creature it flinches as it takes 6 damage. You have done minor damage to it. Spotlight's still on you. Remember, you can also use team attacks.
Are you like downed right now still?
Am I downed or up?
You are prone
Are
currently.
you pinned still?
He's pinned.
Am I, because it's flinched, am I able to get up at least?
I'm gonna say that was for flourish more than anything.
Alright.
It's on top of you.
Maybe I
It's
should.
still on me?
It's on you.
Maybe I should run up and try to push him.
Okay, you can do that.
Okay,
Push him.
go
Just
for
like-
it. Frozen.
So,
Power push.
Oh.
My spell.
Okay.
I have a power push though.
Let's go.
Yeah. All right, I'll run up to get in within melee range and cast power push.
so this is a moment I'd like to at least bring up. So right now, if you would like to do a combined attack, I'm going to give an example with Colt. I'm going to paint this image for you to give it creative juice headed your way. The two of you charge up. Colt with the gun at his side, charging forward, and you hop over and hop on top of him and jump up. As Colt goes down and slides he takes out his revolver and takes a few shots as you get launched from his speed forward and grab a hold of the creature's face and use your spell. As an example, that is a way of tag teaming.
Okay.
Now you don't have to do that. I'm just giving you options that are available to you.
We do exactly that.
Yeah.
I
can imagine as he's like getting on my shoulder, I'm hucking him up with my
And I push
right
off-
hand,
push off with
and
my
I'm
legs.
taking my gun out of my left and getting ready to fan the hammer.
I'm using my strong legs.
Okay.
So
I'm
that's
gonna give him a
experience.
hope.
You're going to give him a hope on top of that. Okay. So I need both of you to roll.
Do I get a +2 for my strong legs?
I would say
Experience?
yes. You could use that for that.
And then you expend hope for using experience, right?
You do. So what? So he'll use an experience. You're helping him, so you have to use. I'm sorry. You're initiating it.
Yeah.
So you have to use 3 of your hope, I believe.
I have. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So use 3 of your hope. You don't have to use hope.
I will though.
Well,
I was gonna do.
Oh yeah, never mind.
how are you helping this situation as you're getting vomited on?
Fuck him up! I just yell.
Hey, guys, I'll reach
And
down.
I start like
Okay.
just
Let's just say you're shield bashing this thing as it's vomiting on you, and that's how you're kind of hitting in the head. Now you both will roll fear and hope.
Yeah.
You'll take the higher of the 2.
And then, is there any additive benefits from our pre-existing stuff?
No, it's just straight.
Okay.
I mean, for you use your modifier since you're.
Yeah, because I would have.
you're initiating it.
Yeah.
And then
I rolled well, my highest one was 11 hope, but total was technically an 18 with hope. Is my actual roll.
Well, I rolled a 12 with fear, so.
So we'll take that one. And
And
then
then-
technically the addition,
3.
so 8, 9, 10, 11, 13. Now you both roll damage. And you add it together.
Okay. D10 that.
And take that hope, by the way.
Okay, sweet. I get one of my hopes back. I use.
And then is it both of us who get hope or just him?
Just him.
Okay, so initiator gets hope.
Okay. Good to know. And then. Should I have added 2 to the hit or to the?
It would have been to the hit.
Okay.
So-
I think either way I hit him.
Yeah, we definitely hit.
3.
3. Yeah.
So that was 6 damage.
6, 7, 8, 9. So this combined attack, as you get lifted in the air, you push him. You push it way off of O'Brien. Or O'Brien. Orin gets freed from that attack. This creature, and you end up doing major damage to it.
Oh. Okay.
It's looking a little rough.
And now he's far distance.
He's far distance from him. The spotlight is still on you. Ilia or Orbrim, are you wanting to do anything?
I just want to spend 3 hope to gain 2 armor slots.
Okay, you can do that.
Once per frontline tank. Spend 3 hope to clear 2 armor slots.
Okay, go ahead and add 2 armor slots back to you.
Alright.
Can I just take another one?
I'm a little stressed out though.
Can I
Stressed out.
launch her?
If you want to do a combined one, you
If
can.
you want to if I throw you and you just do like a swan dive kick right to that.
Are we close though? Would we need to?
You're kind of far distance from now, but technically as Oberon gets up, he holds up his shield
I'm pissed.
and braces himself. You charge on forward, you run up his shield, and when you do, he launches you forward. So you're lifting up into the air, flipping around, and getting ready to hit. I need you both to roll to hit.
If anyone wants
And
to.
this you'll end up
spend their-
using, if one of you is initiating it, I'm going to assume that you're going to initiate it. You need to use 3 of your hope to use this tag team.
I have. Yes, I have 3.
Okay,
Nice.
so both of you roll.
I'm trying to. Yeah. If anyone wants to use their hope to help us.
Do I use?
They kind of depleted a lot of them.
Do I use? Do I
Yeah.
add one?
Yes, you will add them.
I did 11 with hope.
And I didn't understand what you meant before with those. You would have added that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I did.
My bad. Okay, good.
I did 11 with hope.
11 with hope.
Should I do? Is it agility or strength?
It's whatever your weapon says.
Oh yeah, what would I use? Like, would I use a strength thing?
I've not been adding my.
Because I'm lifting her up in the air.
So for you, it's your shield.
My
Is it
proficiency
lift?
Where's the
is
shield?
knowledge
Strength,
for
yes.
my magic attack.
Strength is it.
Okay, so 11,
I've not been
12,
adding
13.
You've not
13
been
with
adding
hope?
that.
13 with
I've not
hope?
been adding
Okay.
that to my hits.
18 with fear.
18 with fear.
Just don't.
Which one are you going to choose?
I just realized that though.
You
Like,
can choose
I've
which
not
one.
been adding +2 to my rolls.
13 with hope.
13 with hope? Just hits.
Yeah.
So it hits.
It hits.
Go ahead and take that hope from that.
So do I give
You
her-
do not, technically she does.
She gets hope.
She gets hope.
Okay, cool.
So I
Because
take
she's
away.
attacking.
I take away my 3 hope and then I add 1 hope.
You add 1 after that.
And then-
Now I need both of you to roll damage for this. And you'll add the 2. And as we get more
D8,
comfortable
right?
with combat,
Depends on her.
And mine's technically magical because of my scar.
well, you have the magical plus due to your scar.
Right.
So you just add it on top of it.
Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9. And then 8, 9, 10.
What'd you roll, Ilia?
9.
9. 9 plus?
10.
10. How do you guys want to do this?
I give her the look.
I could also.
We nod at each other.
And I'm like, use it to
I take my mark.
brace my shield.
Same
Yeah.
thing. We're like charging up.
Ice spike.
You charge up and you run off of the shield, getting launched into the air. You take your knuckles down, and as you are falling down, you raise your
I can just
fist
summon.
and hit it right in the face. And when you do, boom! It ends up breaking into the marshland and just squishing entirely. This creature lets out a inhuman growl and gurgle underneath this marshland and decays. You see it immediately as if a time lapse fade into a shriveled mushroom that disappears into ash.
Sick. Back me up, brother.
You have encountered your first encounter.
Question to DM, what creature was that?
I'm not entirely sure.
Oh, you will not reveal.
Fungal.
Oh.
It was technically a bulbous shroom.
Bulbous Shroom. Okay. But we don't know that. I'm just curious.
Yeah, just for your reference.
For the audience.
All right, you're all in the marshland now. Now, technically, we have hit past our halfway point. If we want to take a mild break to move around, get your legs stretched, I recommend that. We have still an hour to go.
Maybe.
Kind of thing, yeah. Sexual in nature. All right, welcome back. Took a little.
Oh,
Were you recording
this
it?
thing's still on. Was that thing on the entire time?
Not the entire.
This thing's still on.
All right.
Good, because I have to pay for that.
Ruh-roh.
Hey, what's some ASMR?
You gotta pay
Pour it up for that.
$1 for every 5 minutes or some shit.
Yeah, right.
Never mind.
I do
as
that.
fuck.
I do it for this.
All right. So, you all gather yourselves after this first encounter as a group. Delvers, you're quite accustomed to working and operating with one another. But it was interesting to have a courier alongside you fighting. Implied different tactics. For the most part, Colt and Wart, I mean, you guys have always kept a distance for the most part and kind of planned everything out when going and delving and making sure that around the corner there isn't something lurking. It was interesting to see someone charge out, kind of operating in a different way, like yelling out, trying to distract and things of that nature. Different tactics, whereas you are normally in close quarters The thing in front of you needs to die. Not so much leading away or pivoting or anything of that nature. So seeing that action of look at me, felt odd and different for you. It's not something that a Delver would do. It's either we can sneak past it or we're going to kill this thing immediately. There's no distractions, it's just onslaught. So that was an interesting tactic as you kind of gather yourselves up. You do hear the kind of the clicking of those hellhounds kind of disappear off into the distance, and you gather yourselves for this next leg of the journey. Who would like to lead the way?
Are we switching it up?
Switching it up if you want to. You don't have to.
I can keep going if you guys want.
Oh, I wouldn't mind leading the way.
You want to?
Yeah, I think it'd be. God damn it! As I start huffing forward,
Still through the bog.
fuck out of the swamp.
If for some reason, I don't know why.
I'm like, I feel at
the
home.
sound that Mega Man has when he's running
Yeah.
was in my head. Okay, so in that case, I need everyone else except for Colt to roll your 2 dice.
Oh, yes.
Hold on.
And Colt,
This is
you'll
for the
roll yours
viewers.
at the end.
Oh. That's not dice, by the way.
It's Colt's nuts and bolts. Okay, everyone have it in your head?
Oh.
Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start with Orin.
I have 5 with hope.
5 with hope.
16 with hope.
16 with hope.
16 with hope.
16 with hope.
And then also, I rolled a 7. I'm going to take away one of my stresses. That's one of my features.
Oh, okay. Sounds good. Take that stress away.
Take away stress. Free stress.
And then with hope. So, Colt, go ahead and roll. +3.
That's a 12 with hope.
12 hope?
Plus
That's
3?
+3?
Yes, sir.
Alright. Go ahead and take that hope.
We don't take the hope, right?
You do not take
Okay.
Yep.
All
Alright.
3 hope, I have 3 hope.
So do I.
You all gather yourselves up. You have a moment to yourselves after that encounter. As you begin walking or treading, it seemed like actually Colt was
He was going.
You all have a little moment to yourselves if you wish to have it. If not, we can continue it.
Ew. Just juice all over Ilia's brass knuckles and she's like shaking them off. It's fucking gross. What was that?
Something nasty.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it before.
I sure as hell ain't.
What are you doing?
Oh, his shield.
It's everywhere.
Yeah, you're just gooped everywhere.
I'm
It's
gooped.
like in
I
the
got
creases
poison.
of your armor.
Places it shouldn't be.
I'll let you, if you like, you can spend a hope to get rid of the disease.
Well, I was going to ask.
Oh, yeah.
Or
With my prestidigitation, I'm never going to pick this up. It lets me perform harmless, subtle magic effects. Could I not, like, take all the goop off of him with that?
so you'll be able to remove the goop off of him?
Because-
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it says I can, like, lift, like, objects and fix things, but I'm like, if I could just
You kind of just like you take a big, like an imaginary squeegee and
yeah, exactly. Just,
As soon as
so get all ungooped up as Wart kind of comes up on top of you and uses his little hands to migrate that off.
Oh, my, thank you.
as soon as Wart finishes doing that, Ilia does one more shake with her brass knuckles and a bunch of goop goes onto Wart.
and I'm just like this with my magic. Just like, bring it back at you.
I turn around.
Am I still
No, you
poisoned?
turn around,
use a
but
whole
before you
bunch
turn all the way
of
around, I use my legs and I jump into a tree. Just,
Get back down here, you. Just start jumping away. I start chasing after him.
I'll just start jumping tree to tree as we move forward.
So you continue on your
Strong legs.
And the fog gets thicker and thicker and thicker, and the rain kind of just becomes muddier. The ground becomes muddier from the rain. But eventually, you all make it to the front of the asylum. You see this grand structure that seems to just wrap around this square-like building made of stone and brick, and there's this large moat in between you and it, and a giant drawbridge standing in between you and this asylum. It looks just about as rusty as Colt. The chains holding up this drawbridge, and it's just oddly quiet. You can hear the creatures of the forest scurry away, and you notice that it just begins to just kind of dampen.
Can we look at see what the structure looks like? I just want to look at it, like, just basically, I want to see what it looks like, broken, like, is it, like, destroyed, like, completely? Is there, like...
From what you can tell, there's an outer stone protective structure.
Right, with water.
Very similar to what your settlement is made out of. So there's, like, a large wall that surrounds around it. The interior you can't really see, though.
Is, like, the stone look like some bricks falling off? Like,
I'd say that there is some age to it for sure.
Okay.
There is some rust, of course, on the chains that I had mentioned earlier, but there is some erosion and things of that nature on the stone itself. It doesn't look like it's been well kept.
No torches, nothing, no light inside, right?
From what you can tell, no.
Okay.
Did you say there's like a moat around it?
There's a moat.
Yeah, so it's surrounded by water, right?
Yes, surrounded by water, and you know from what David had told you is that there is a underground lake kind of behind it in between this place and Ilmore. Are you all going to be taking a short rest or continue forward, or what are you all feeling?
Maybe we go inside, away out of the rain, to take a short rest, or anywhere that's like, or maybe because is it like the castle gate? Is there like an underneath spot where we can just take hide from the rain, like shelter from the rain?
Shelter from the rain. So on the outside, it doesn't look like that at all.
So the drawbridge is like Legend
Correct.
of Zelda.
Yeah, like Legend of Zelda, Hyrule Castle.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's open.
Right now, it's closed up.
So you guys, are you tired? You don't look. Well, you look.
I think we need to at least get inside, away out of this rain.
Yeah.
I'm not one to complain about rest, but this rain's gonna fuck up my gears.
Yeah, I don't want that. You're already so loud.
I grabbed some more oil.
Where are you getting that oil?
He has it in
I'm a
his...
frog.
I like to think that every time
Frogs make oil.
Ew!
Frogs do make oil, yeah.
Pouring your juice on
Go ahead and add a oil. How is that called? The little pump.
Yeah,
A little oil
You know the
can.
one, the oil. Say oil can.
Like
in
oil
the
can.
Wizard of Oz.
I'll say that you have an oil can in your inventory.
Yeah!
That's canon.
I like to think that every time he pulls out the oil can, it's a different style. So at
That's what I was
first
thinking
it's
too.
WD-40, this time
It
it's
was gonna be the oil can. I was thinking next time it was gonna be like
A bright pink one.
something like an oil drum.
Yeah,
Gas can.
Like it's gonna be something different every time.
a little mini oil drum, a soda can.
That's okay. An oil filter.
Yeah.
You get a little. So, what are you all doing? You're now in front of this structure.
Can we see a way? We gotta see it. Wait,
There's
the
a
guy
key,
told us-
right?
Yeah, the guy told us how to open it.
There's a keyhole nearby, I presume.
With a lever.
Yeah.
So, taking a look around, I'll go ahead and have you roll for insight. I'm sorry, knowledge. Actually, knowledge or insight, your choice. Whichever you have the higher.
Knowledge or instinct?
Knowledge or instinct. I don't know why I said instinct.
Instinct it is.
All right.
Yeah. Fuck. That's a 7 with hope.
7 with hope. Take that hope. The DC was 5. So you're able to find it actually fairly easy. It's just as what was prescribed to you is this tiny little key that this triangle, square-like structure fits into. You see the embroiderment, the risen portion of the metal, and you see now with that roll, it looks as if it is a rudimentary picture of almost like a sun. There's a circle with like flames kind of going alongside of it. Yeah, you can go ahead and put it in if you like. All right. You put it in, and you notice immediately the handle itself, this large handle, moves slightly.
Okay. Anybody like the honors?
I can pull the lever.
Okay.
Did it.
So,
You go up to the lever and I look back at everybody. And well, there's no turning back now.
Pull the lever!
It's like, no! You should have done it.
The floor
You should have done it. I would have been like, pull the lever, quick!
Oh, that would have been good.
oh, very good.
We'll save it for another lever.
There you go. You pull this heavy lever, and then immediately after, the drawbridge begins to come on down. Slowly but surely, making its way. You hear the rust kind of chunk off of it as it comes down to the ground and closes, or opens up to you. You all walk across. And, yes.
Sorry, I don't mean to keep interrupting, but is there like a crank that we can pull the drawbridge back up?
Taking a look on the other side, yes, there is.
Okay, I'm gonna do that once we get inside, if that's okay. I'm gonna look for it.
Okay, I'm
That's
going to
all
say
right,
that you
then.
can easily see that.
I just don't want enemies coming through.
Yeah, you're good.
The drawbridge is there for a reason, so...
Sure. So you
Okay,
end up
but-
pulling it back up.
But
grab the key?
is it keeping things
Nah.
in? Or, you know what I mean?
We won't need it.
I'm gonna grab the key.
Okay, you grab the key.
Just in case.
Yes.
So that the drawbridge on the other side opens up, and you're now in front of these large, giant metal-like doors.
It is locked.
You you push forward, and the doors open up.
Do like the Elden Ring.
I roll to unlock the lock.
Yeah.
Or I roll to unlock the unlocked.
And behind you hear the sound of the gate closing.
Oh, did it do it by itself?
It did it by itself.
Oh.
I don't like this.
And as you take a few steps forward, the doors behind you close.
So we're in a.
Just to check, can I just see if they open?
So the door
It's-
appears to be locked.
It's like you can't.
You can't move it. What were you saying?
I was gonna say, are we like in this like a corridor or like a hallway right now?
So what you are in, you walk inside. As you walk inside, you're now in what looks to be almost like a reception room. The room itself is, think white tile on the ground everywhere. You see on the ground stains, blood, fecal matter. You're not entirely sure, but there's smears everywhere on the ground. Above you, you do notice all of a sudden as you walk on the inside, you hear this sound of swinging. And you look up, and you take a look and you see what looks like nurses, scientists hanging from the rafters, all hung by their throats, swinging in the rafters. back and forth.
Oh dear God.
Were we able to, just by seeing them, any like, besides like rope like marks and stuff, anything out of the ordinary with them?
For the most part, a lot of them seem like they've been there for a while.
Long time.
So there's like the smell of decay fills up your nostrils immediately.
Are they like different races?
Different races. You see predominantly human. There's a decent amount of elves. Strangely enough, no dwarves are in there. One or two Dracona. But you can see them just kind of hanging up in the rafters as it gets heavy. The atmosphere changes a little bit. Now, I will give you the opportunity, if you would like, to be able to take a short rest. Some of you talked about maybe wanting to.
I would like to get some stress back.
Do you all want to take a short rest?
But if everyone wants to go, we can keep going.
Definitely need to take a short rest.
Okay.
I have only 4 HP left, so.
Okay. So, everyone's going to go ahead and take a short rest. You get to choose 2 options. You'll roll to heal your HP. You're going to use for this instance, a D6. I believe it might be a different one. It might be a D4. But you'll use a D6 to either roll your HP, roll for your stress to heal, or you can spend time working on, you can actually gain hope if you wanted to.
How do we gain hope?
And you can also use one of your 2 options to repair armor.
Okay.
What about standing watch?
And I'll actually get to that. So the last option is standing on watch. So if you have someone standing on watch, that takes up one of their actions.
And what does that do for the group?
So it makes any potential happenings, if something were to happen, lessen.
Okay. So what I will do, if everyone
We'll
else
go
is okay.
across the room. Yours technically a long rest.
Oh.
How many actions do I get from a long rest?
So still 2.
Still 2.
Yep. But, well, I don't think you roll for them, actually. I'll have to double check. Damn, I should have looked at that.
Yeah.
Admittedly, I wasn't sure if
I pirated the book. I'll be back.
There you go. Double check that. But for everyone else, I'll kind of go around the room. Orin, what are your 2? Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I didn't.
I was looking.
Whatever is good for you.
Wart, go ahead. You know what you're doing?
Well, yeah. If we get 2 actions, is it a D4 or D6 to regain hope and health?
I want to say it's a D4, but it can be a D6 just for now.
Go for now.
Yeah.
And then that's 1 action, right?
That's 1 action.
Alright, well that's 2. I get 2 stress off again.
2 stress off, okay.
And then as a second one, I only have 1 stress, so I feel like it's not worth doing another one. Could I work on getting a hope?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and add a hope.
I think it's worth that.
And Colt's doing a little research now. Ilia.
I'll do a watch and then can I do a hope?
You want to do a watch.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are now taking point on the watch. And go ahead and add a hope. Okay. Orin.
I'll heal.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d6 for now.
I got a 3.
3, so you take 3 health points back.
Fully healed. And then, would I be able to assist with the watch? Because I don't.
Can you recover any armor or anything like that?
I'm good on. I guess I can recover a hope if that's okay.
Yeah, recover a hope. Alright, so Ilia, since you are taking watch, I need everybody to roll your hope and fear dice. And Ilia, you will be last.
I don't like that sound.
What'd you get?
I got a 6 with fear.
6 with fear. Okay.
11 with fear.
11 with fear.
14 with hope.
14 with hope. Okay. You get plus 1. What'd you get?
12 with fear.
12
so
with fear.
13 with fear.
13 to fear. Okay.
This is kind of spooky here, guys.
I'll take that fear.
No, you won't.
What if it's a rope monster?
What if it's
that's living in the
pyramid head?
rafters?
It's like an octopus, and it's like got all its tentacles around.
And then all of a sudden, when we're not paying attention, just around our necks.
It takes your legs. Just one leg.
Alrighty. So you all rest for a moment. You can interact if you want to. We're about ready to hit our final moments.
Yeah, I'll just be reading my tomes.
Bring your toes over.
I'll be pull out my rock, and I'm just kind of whispering to myself.
Ilia, you being on the watch for this short rest, you hear off in the distance chains beginning to drag. Seems like down this very thin corridor, straight ahead, as you all kind of camped out in the corner in the cleanliest of spots that you could find. You see a couple of you just kind of praying to yourselves, doing a little patchwork on some armor, and just trying to meditate overall, reducing stress. But you hear off in the distance to your left the sound of chains rattling. You then, over to your right-hand side, begin to hear the sound of charging footsteps, charging towards you.
Can I react?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey.
Ape?
No, I said hate each. Hate. That's not. Hey guys, you better wake up. Yeah, someone's coming.
I get up. I'm like, I have my weapon ready.
What was it?
I've discovered rest rules.
Ah.
Took me long enough. So you were right. During a short rest, it's a D4 to tend to wounds, clear stress, repair armor. Tending to wounds and repairing armor can be done for yourself or for an ally.
Oh well, shit. That's good to know.
You can also prepare. Describe how you prepare. If you and an ally use that action together to prepare together, you both gain 2 hope,
Oh.
rather than just one gaining 1 hope.
I would say that both of you, for the sake of story, gain 2 hope, because you both prepared.
2 on top of the one that I just gave?
Plus 1 for what you've already done.
Prepare for what though? Like.
Don't worry about it.
That's just part of the hope.
And
Okay.
then for long rest, there is no roll.
Okay. That's what it was.
You tend all wounds, clear all stress, repair all armor. Same rules apply. So stress and armor are you or an ally. And then there's one other one. You can work on a long-term project. So with GM's
Alchemy.
approval, you can build something.
Only on long rest.
Only on long rest.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
cool. That's awesome.
It's no additional actions, but all of those actions are buffed. Like, say, for instance, during my rest, what's everybody looking at for HP?
I'm chilling.
I'm good right now. Like
I didn't
We
take
rolled.
any damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
I healed.
It was just stress.
And then, how's everybody looking on armor?
I did not take a hit.
I'm pretty good.
Cool. Then I will not heal anyone.
You can heal yourself, right? Because you got hit.
I got it once, but I don't think... Because regardless of what I do during a rest, it will
It's gonna
always be
reset.
max.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice.
Yeah, because he
So-
gets long rest regardless, which is sick.
But doesn't he have to choose an option?
He still chooses
Yeah,
2.
I will be choosing 2 options.
So every time he long rests, he's not going to heal himself, he'll heal other people, or...
During a long rest, I can work on... If I don't choose to do anything with myself, you guys are my priority, or I can give myself 2 hope. Like in this instance, I'm going to take my eyeball out of my hacky sack, and I'm just going to eye it and mutter to myself while I gain 2 hope for my 2 actions.
Okay.
Oh,
you didn't
and
want to
because-
heal at all?
Nope.
Okay.
And when I gained hope, I'm talking to the rock. Because that makes sense. Like the glowing rock that,
Yeah. The glowing rock or the
like praying, or
the
the pendant.
the you said the pin
Yeah, the
Or
hairpin. Like
The hairpin?
Yeah,
You
like
do something like that from your sister. Cool.
That's
All right. Well, that ends tonight's session. We've hit 9:30. This has been Pass the Dice. Thank you for tuning in, and once again,
This is our first time.
this is our first time. Yeah, we're trying, but at the same time, I hope that you enjoyed it along with us.
That's their first
You all have a wonderful day,
Gentle.
and be gentle, and we'll catch you next time. Thank you.
See?